Now that Shake is available at a ridiculously low price point, I thought I would create this tutorial for the uninitiated Final Cut Pro user who is curious about the possibilities Shake brings to the editing table. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to take a clip from Final Cut Pro, send it to Shake, then apply a smoothcam node to radically improve the shot stability. In this timeline, I've placed a clip of a famous pirate ship. Subjects shot on the ocean are notoriously unstable, especially if the shot was handheld. Right-click on the clip and choose Send to Shake. The Send to Shake window will appear. In the first field, enter a name for the sequence to be created. When you export a clip or group of clips, Final Cut Pro will make a duplicate of the currently selected sequence and place the clips into it. This way, you still have your original unaltered sequence. Next, you'll need to choose a place to save the Shake script. A script in Shake is simply a series of commands that define how the image is to be processed. Click the Choose button and save it to your hard drive. You can also choose to include a reference movie called a placeholder. This is a QuickTime movie that Shake will render out to and will appear in your duplicated sequence. Click the Choose button and save it to your hard drive. In the lower left of the window is a checkbox for launching Shake. Check this box if you want Shake to launch automatically after clicking the Export button. Now click Export. Shake is launched and the clip is placed into the upper right area of the interface called the Node View. Now before we go any further, there seems to be some confusion about which type of mouse you need. Let me state categorically that you'll need a 2-button or a 3-button mouse because there's no such thing as control clicking in Shake to bring up contextual menus. To zoom in or out, click inside the Node View, hold down Command and Option, and drag your mouse. Nodes are pill-shaped objects that represent the commands Shake uses to manipulate the image. There are nodes for compositing, nodes for color correction, and as you'll soon see, nodes for stabilizing the image. Nodes appear in a top-down structure called a process tree, with the top node flowing downward to the bottom node. The node at the top is called a file in node, which is the unprocessed movie file that was imported into Shake. The node at the bottom is a file out node that tells Shake how to render out the final movie. By sending the clip from Final Cut Pro, the file in and file out nodes were automatically created. The 2 nodes in the middle are necessary so that Shake knows the priority of any layered tracks coming from Final Cut Pro, as well as what portion of the clip was sent. To view the output of a particular node, click the left side of the node. It will illuminate green and the image will appear to the left in an area called the viewer. In the viewer, hold down Control and Option and drag to zoom in or out on the image. Hold down Option and drag to pan around the image. Press F to fit the image to the viewer. To make changes to the parameters of a node, click the right side of the node and it will load into the Parameters workspace directly below the node view. Notice that by clicking on the right side of each node, the Parameters workspace is refreshed with the unique parameters of that node. You interact with the parameters using sliders and input boxes. To add nodes to the process tree, you work in the Tools tab in the lower left. Nodes are grouped by categories and each node serves a specific function, such as color correction, keying, or warping to name a few. If you're working with video, it's essential that you deinterlace your footage prior to adding a smoothcam node. Otherwise, you will get very strange looking results when the motion is analyzed. In the node view, double-click the File In node. Double-clicking will load the node into the viewer and the Parameters workspace simultaneously. In the Source tab, click the button next to Deinterlacing. The button has 3 states: off, odd, and even. Make sure the button says odd if you're working with HDV footage and even if you're working with DV footage. We're now ready to add the smoothcam node. Click the Transform tab, then the smoothcam node. Because the File In node was already selected on the tree prior to clicking the smoothcam node, the new node is added directly below the File In node and its parameters become available in the Parameters tab. Scroll down to the bottom of the smoothcam parameters panel. Before Shake can smooth out any motion in the camera, it must first analyze the clip to see how much work it has to do. There are 2 settings, normal and high. Only use high if you aren't happy with the results of a normal analysis. Choosing high is extremely time intensive. In the analysis range field, you enter how many frames you want the analysis to cover. Since this is a short video clip, we'll have it analyze all 56 frames. Click the Analyze button. As the analysis is progressing, Shake will give you feedback as to what frame it's working on. When Shake is finished, you can output a flipbook to see the result of all this processing. A flipbook is nothing more than a RAM-based image player. All the frames are loaded into memory, then played back in real time. From the Render menu, choose Render Flipbook, and a window will appear. Click Render, then sit back and watch Shake build the movie, frame by frame, incorporating all the image data stored in the nodes. When the movie is finished rendering, you can press the period key on your keyboard to play back the clip. The spacebar will pause playback, and the comma key will play the clip in reverse. Whenever you apply the smoothcam node, you will see black areas appear around the image as it plays back. This is because the node is making corrections in both the X and Y axis planes to stabilize the shot. This is easy to clean up with another node. Make sure the smoothcam node is selected, then click the Scale node in the Transform tab. In the viewer, zoom out a bit so you can see the scale drag handles. Drag the playhead in the timeline in order to locate the frame with the most pronounced black edges, then drag outward on the scale handles. Because the smoothcam corrections are not too extreme, the inevitable softening that the scaling node introduces will be minimal. Assuming you're happy with your work in Shake, it's time to output the final movie. Double-click the File Out node on the bottom of the tree to load it into the Parameters workspace. Normally, you don't have to change anything in the File Out node because the parameters are set to match the clip's resolution that was sent from Final Cut Pro. However, with 1080i HDV, you need to take an extra step. Scroll down and click the Codec Options button and place a check next to HDV 1080i. Leave all the other settings at their defaults and click OK. From the Render menu, choose Render, Render File Out Nodes. Click Render in the box that appears. A small flipbook will appear as the file is rendered out. After the file is rendered, you can return to Final Cut Pro. Unfortunately, Final Cut Pro will not do a live update to the rendered Shake file currently in your sequence. You will need to manually reconnect this file. However, the sequence that includes the Shake file conveniently places it in the V2 track above the original clip, making it easy to compare the two clips by toggling the track visibility light. Here's the unaltered clip. And here's the stabilized clip. As you can see, the difference is pretty dramatic. So hopefully in this tutorial, you've gotten just a small glimpse of Shake's potential. In future tutorials, I hope to mine more features that benefit the working editor. Until then, thanks for watching.